Marlins made a statement applauding what Major League Baseball did. In my mind, I'm thinking, hey, Derek, if you want to just reach out to the free agents directly.
This is a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR. Pierre Governor Baseball is brought to you by Bank West, B&B Equipment, the Association of South Dakota Weed and Pest, and Fisher Rounds and Associates.
Here's a fly ball out to left field. Going back on it deep is Rue. He's going to turn and watch it sail over for a home run. And Andy Gordon, his first home run of the season, first home run of his career.
And by Sioux Nation, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Overhead Door Company, Service Master, and All Around Graphics.
The 2-1 pitch. Stout out towards right field. Did he get enough of it? Is it going to go? And walk off. Grand slam for Garrett Stout.
Here, Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Nystrom Electric, Wagner Auto, Agtegra, AirTech, Pierre Sports Center, Comtech, and Rising Hope Counseling.
3-2 pitch. There's a line drive. Iverson going over for it. Dive, makes the catch. Iverson saves at least 2 runs, and we remain scoreless through 3.5.
And by Avera, Dakota Sprinkler, Birding Electric, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, Gales Gas, First Dakota National Bank, and Lamb Motor.
We'll take off for a second. Dean out towards right field. That one is going to get out for Bennett Dean. 5 runs driven in.
Here, Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Olson Plumbing, Todd's Electric, Kruger Contracting, Midwest Cooperative, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, and Shane's Pharmacy. And now let's go to the booth for the call of today's game with KCCR Sports Director John Winkler.
And a good afternoon as we welcome you back to McKeek Field, the site of yesterday's doubleheader sweep for the Pierre Governors as they knocked off Rapid City Stevens in both games, and now they try to do the same to Rapid City Central. They're coming off of being swept in a doubleheader to Harrisburg just prior to our games yesterday. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, the first Saturday in April, and I don't think you can ask for a better Saturday for the rest of the month than what we have here this afternoon, Greg, because this is a great sun is shining, temperature is great. It's a perfect day for baseball. It feels like we're in the middle of the season instead of at the beginning of the season.
Absolutely, and it's about 68 degrees or so. The sky is blue. The sun is shining. There's just a little bit of a breeze. But for the 3rd of April, this is really about as good as you can get.
And for the Pierre Governors yesterday, they were as good as what you get from a first couple games of the season, the first time that some of these guys had played high school baseball for the Pierre Governors in their careers, but for the fact that for the high school baseball team in just a early part of the season, they scored 11 runs in the first game, 15 in the second game. 13 in the first game, 15 in the second game. They had a strong outing here for this first 2 games of the season.
Yeah, and I think one of the things, we talked about it on the broadcast yesterday, and one of the things that we kind of overlooked just because, you just kind of took it for granted. 14 innings of baseball yesterday, and the Govs only committed 1 error in the field. I mean, so in addition to all the other things that they did right, 12 different players had hits yesterday. 12 different players had RBIs. 10 different players scored a run. And we talked about how good the offense was, but we kind of overlooked the defense. And if you can come out and like Coach Gray said in the postgame, the fact that they really hadn't been out on a field very much, really hadn't been able to be out in a game situation much, and to make a couple of really, really high-quality defensive plays, I think that's a testament to the athleticism and how good this team can really be.
And we saw a lot of guys pitch yesterday. We're going to see a lot more guys pitch here today in between the two games. So we're going to see just about, we saw everybody play yesterday. We're going to see more guys go on the mound today. That's going to be huge for this Pierre Governor team to get everybody in working in a game situation on the mound. We'll have more from the pregame show coming up in just a little bit. Back in 3 minutes, you're listening to the Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
We're back here at McKeek Field on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. John Michael alongside Greg Dean. Your Governors are out in the field taking their IO here for game number one. Isaac Pollock will be the guy on the mound for the Pierre Governors. And, Greg, we talked about him yesterday, and we were looking forward to see what he can do on the mound because he had a really strong summer for the Junior Legion team. And I don't know if it opened some eyes, but I think it put his name into the big picture going into the spring and summer of what he can do for this rotation.
Absolutely, and I didn't get a chance to watch him pitch last year, but I saw him. I've seen him throw the 2 years prior to that, and the thing the one word that comes to mind when I think about Isaac Pollock on the mound is deception, because he doesn't throw real hard, but what he does do really well is you just never quite know where that ball is going to be at, because he's got a real kind of funky, unorthodox delivery, and so when you see him coming at you, it's kind of all elbows and knees, and it just takes some time to get used to. It takes a couple of at bats, and then every pitch that he throws moves. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's his fastball. He's got a knuckle curve in his repertoire. He really does a nice job of controlling the strike zone, and so So, like I said, he's somebody that is just kind of out of the ordinary, and every time he goes out there, he puts his team in a position to win.
And it'll be interesting to see here, too, because there's about 6 guys, including Isaac Pollock, that will probably throw here in the 2 games this afternoon. And it's going to be interesting to see how long these guys go because, well, Pollock goes 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the first, and you hope that's what he does. Does he go out for a second inning? Do you bring somebody else out and continue to roll that way? So it'll be interesting to see what the Governors do and how Steve Gray manages it because, again, you have so many guys, and you want to get all these guys out on the field this weekend, but also you want to see all these guys get on the mound here this weekend because you got to get them feeling the rhythm of the season of throwing in a live game because it's tough to simulate and it's tough to, if you haven't pitched for 3 weeks and all of a sudden you go on the mound for the first time, you're at a disadvantage going into that spot.
And the other thing that's a little bit of a disadvantage for the Governors is the fact that next weekend they just have the one doubleheader on Friday, so they've really got just 2 games over about a 14-day span going forward. So I think it is going to be important for the coaching staff to get as many bodies on the field today. They did a really great job of managing their roster yesterday. Every one of the guys who was here yesterday got on the field. They've picked up a couple of extra bodies. Jake Mayer and Jackson Edmond joined the team for today's game. So actually now they're up to, I don't think they lost anybody. So now they've actually got, I think, 22 guys eligible and in the dugout. So it's going to be I think you're going to see a lot of rotations. Probably a lot of the starters are only going to get 1 or 2 at bats, and then you're going to start seeing kids cycle through. So we'll have a busy scorecard by the end of the day.
I'll say it keeps us on our toes, and it's a little bit better though that it's light outside, that the sun is still out. I can see a little bit better, which isn't saying too much. Pierre Governors and the Rapid City Central Cobblers come up here at 12 o'clock local time with that first pitch. We'll step aside. We'll have more of the pregame show after this. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscape backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
The Association of South Dakota County Weed and Pest Boards reminds all landowners and managers to look for and control noxious weeds this spring and summer. The receding water levels have provided new areas for noxious weeds to establish. Infestations that are found and treated early reduce the cost of control. For help identifying and controlling noxious weeds, call your county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture. Remember, good neighbors control noxious weeds.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give ServiceMaster a call at 224-9919. ServiceMaster, the clean you expect, the service you deserve. ServiceMaster, 224-9919.
And we welcome you back here to McKeek Field as we get set for the first pitch coming up between Pierre and Rapid City Central. Govs had the sweep of Rapid City Stevens yesterday, looking for another sweep today to start the season out 4-0 on, as what I said was the West Coast road trip to start the season, but out here on the West River. And we'll head to Mitchell next Friday. That'll be the next time the Governors are in action at 5 and 7 on Friday. And then the following Saturday will be against Harrisburg on April 17th, and that's at 2 and 4. And then taking on Huron on April 20th at 5 and 7. That's a Tuesday. And then finally at home on April 23rd for the first time as they take on Brookings at 5 and 7. That game against Douglas on the 25th has been canceled. So just that one game for that weekend. So there's not a whole, through the first, after this weekend, you're playing one time a weekend with a weekday game in there as well. That makes things a little bit, difficult for these coaches to try and get guys in and keep them sharp.
Yeah, and it just presents a challenge with getting guys in a rhythm. Really, what you're looking to do is, and again, you're trying to figure out who's going to fill some of these holes. I think the coaches probably have some ideas about who they're probably going to plug in for some of the starting lineup, but there's still several spots that are up for competition, and so it's a good chance to audition a number of these young men, especially this weekend.
And the Governors will take on Rapid City Central coming up here in another 2 minutes. We'll come back and we'll have first pitch for you. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball. Today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
This time, let's meet the
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Comtech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. Comtech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at Comtech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, Comtech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Comtech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. Comtech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at comtechplus.com.
This winter, sip on a delicious hot cocoa and lose yourself in the grace of a fresh falling snow before you smash that hot mug on the driveway and join First Dakota to bank some noise for winter sports. Stomp for block shots, holler for match ceiling takedowns, and go berserk for a perfect dismount. Let's give the home team all we've got. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com, member FDIC.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or Post-State apparel? All Around Graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue or call 224-4677. All Around Graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop.
Agtegra in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust Agtegra in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call Agtegra of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heatolator fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heatolator fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heatolator Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
National Anthem has finished. We are ready for baseball here this afternoon. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. And Greg, we are looking for this Pierre Governor team. Again, want to see them potentially get 2 more wins here this afternoon and head back to Pierre going 4-0.
We ask that you please.
Yeah, and Rapid City Central comes into this game 0-6. They've had a rough start to the season. They've lost doubleheaders to Sioux Falls, Washington, lost a single game to Sturgis, lost a single game to Huron, and then lost the doubleheader yesterday to Harrisburg. So kind of a rough start for Rapid City Central. We'll see if the Governors can put a pair of wins on the board today and come out of this road trip 4-0.
Yeah, Caden Jones is going to get the start. He has thrown just 3 innings so far on the season, 3 2/3 innings. He got 1 start. He's got 5 hits, 6 runs, 6 unearned runs, 4 walks, and a strikeout. There's 4 strikeouts to his credit, an ERA of 11.455. Here so far. So the starting lineup for the Pierre Governors, Lincoln Keynoles will start playing shortstop. He's leading off. Matt Hansen will bat second, playing second base. Andy Gordon's the third baseman, batting third. McGuire Rasky's the center fielder in the cleanup spot. Bennett Dean is the number 5 hitter, playing first base. Isaac Pollock is the pitcher, batting 6th. Spencer Lettler, the left fielder, batting 7th. Deegan Husko will bat 8th, playing catcher. And Elliot Life is the right fielder as he bats 9th here in game number 1. As Greg, you mentioned, too, that the likelihood of having all these guys take a couple of at-bats is probably unlikely. We'll see a lot of guys come through, and there'll be a lot of pinch hitters through this day.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be par for the course for today. Just again, lots of bodies in the dugout for the Governors. We'll see how how especially some of these younger kids respond when they have the opportunity today to get on the field. To get on the field for the first time, especially as a varsity member of the high school roster.
12:02 local time, first pitch, as that one was missed for ball 1. Lincoln Keynoles had himself a pretty solid night for opening day, having 5 extra base hits between the 2 games. Here's the 1-0 pitch that comes in and hits Keynoles, and he'll make his way down to first base. There's one way to keep him from hitting extra base hits is hit him with a pitch. But the leadoff man is aboard to open up the ball game. And that'll bring up Matt Hansen, who had himself a pretty good opening day as well, and a guy that he looks very confident already. In just 2 games with the Pierre Governors, he looks very confident.
Yeah, 2 for 7 on the day yesterday for Matt Hansen. We talked about it yesterday, just a young man who stepped away from baseball for a year or so and has come back and first time out back on the field after a year or 2 layoff, just really looked good both in the field and at the plate yesterday, and it's obvious that the coaching staff has a lot of confidence in him, inserting him into that number 2 spot in the order.
Like Aquinos took second base on the first pitch. That was over for strike one to Hansen. So Jones will work from the stretch. He'll make the pickoff move. The throw to second is a close one, but back in safely is Aquinos. He's got himself a pretty big lead out there at second base, and the second baseman Henstein was right on the bag. He was holding him on like a first baseman.
Yeah, and again, 72 degrees at first pitch. Perfect. It doesn't get any better.
So from the stretch, here's the 0-1 pitch from Jones to Matt Hansen. That one is at the knees, and it's now quickly 0-2 here to the number 2 hitter. Playing second base, he played third in game number 2. And a guy that is more of a middle infielder that got to the third base spot to yesterday. He looked very comfortable. He made that great play to end the game on that slow roller that he stepped in front of Keno as a shortstop to make that play. The 0-2 pitch, there's a swing and a miss, and he strikes out for the first out here in the top of the first inning. But the confidence, again, that everybody wants to have early on the season, it's hard to find. And I think the Govs have a lot of guys that are feeling pretty confident. Here's a guy in Andy Gordon that probably wish that he would have hit the ball a little bit better than what he did yesterday, but one of the top guys from the last couple years for this Pierre Governor and Post-8 team. That one's a pop foul out of play, and it's 0-1 here to Gordon.
Fans, please remember to watch out for
Rapid City Central wearing the red tops, red caps, black numbers outlined in white, black pants with white and red striping on down the side. The Governors in their new gray uniforms, gray pants, gray tops, green sleeves, green caps, green accents, and white and green numbers.
I'll say the green fades into a white. There's a ground ball that will be foul, and it's quickly 0-2. Again here to the number 3 hitter, Andy Gordon. Jones, again, comes in with giving up 6 runs. 6 runs. All 6 of them earned in 3 2/3 innings. So his ERA 11.455 in those 3 2/3 innings. But he might be one of those top guys. He's the leadoff hitter for Rapid City Central. He might be one of those the best athlete on the entire team. That one's popped up. Going into shallow center field, coming in, diving, can't make the catch is the center fielder Mason. Gordon will round first and head for second. He's going to get in. Keenol's will round third and head for home, and he's going to score as the throw will get all the way back to the backstop, and Gordon will stand on third base. So the Governors strike first here with the RBI double, and Gordon will get to third base on the air, and it's 1-0 for Pierre.
Yeah, just a fly ball, and the center fielder Mason was shading Gordon over towards left center field. He had to go a long way, made a valiant effort, tried to dive at the very end, just came up short. And Andy Gordon, to his credit, never broke stride, going hard for second right out of the box, read the ball well, ended up in second. And then when the throw came in, the relay throw, trying to make a play at the plate, all the way to the backstop. Gordon ends up at third. So again, the Governors score early. Hopefully it's early and often today.
First pitch to McGuire Rasky is taken for ball 1 as Rasky, he played center field again for this third game of the season. The 1-0 pitch to McGuire Rasky. Swing and a fly ball over the shortstop's head line, drive into left field for a base hit and an RBI single for McGuire Rasky. And it's now a 2-0 lead. And McGuire Rasky was another guy that probably felt like he wanted to hit a little bit better than what he did in game 1 and 2. And he's, along with Andy Gordon, have both started with base hits and have gotten RBIs in those 2 hits. And it's 2-0 now for Pierre.
Absolutely. Just a nice piece of hitting by Rasky with the RBI single. Just took a pitch, went the other way for the left-hander, just dropped it into left field for another base hit.
There's Bennett Dean now, the next lefty to bat in the lineup. That one's popped up. Coming in on it is going to be Mason again, and he's not going to get there. It's going to fall in front of him for another base hit. And the Govs have 3 straight hits, and it's now first and second here with 1 out in the top of the first inning. And then to bring up Isaac Pollock, the pitcher that will hit for himself.
Pitcher, number 22.
The Rapid City Central outfield is playing the Governors. They get a lot of respect for the Governors. They're playing them fairly deep, especially Mason in center and O'Brien in left. And right now the Governors are just dropping base hits just kind of right in front of the outfield and right over the top of the infield.
First pitch to Isaac Pollock. That one will bounce in the dirt. Taking third base is going to be Rasky, and the throw nearly hit Rasky as he's popping up from his slide, but it's now second and third as Dean followed suit to second. And the count is 1-0 to Isaac Pollock, who can help himself out here with already a 2-0 lead, and now 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, and again, going back, Governors are using the same communication system they've used in past years, where they use a numbering system. Every player has a wristband and has a coded set of numbers on it, and so instead of looking for a set of signals from the third base coach, Coach Ryan Kruger down at third base just hollers out a set of numbers, and so you'll see, if you watch the game either on YouTube or if you're in the stands, you'll see the players, both the batter and the runners, will look down at the wristband to see what's going on and see what kind of play might be on.
Count is 3-0 here to Isaac Pollock to see if he has the green light. 3-0 pitch from the windup. That one is missed inside for ball 4. And now the bases are loaded, and that'll bring up Spencer Lettler, who hit the ball well last night.
Left fielder, number 40, Spencer Lettler.
And with the bases loaded, Kate Kaiser will come in to run for Isaac Pollock. Kaiser's got a lot of. Yeah, he's got a lot of speed. They've used him quite well here the first 3 games of having him be the courtesy runner for the pitchers and catcher. First pitch to Spencer Lettler is outside for ball 1. Bases are loaded with 1 out here in the top of the first. A 2-0 lead for Pierre already.
Yeah, he came in to pinch run for Andy Gordon last night. I think it was in the second game, and actually was able to score all the way from first base on one pitch without even the ball being put in play, because it was a balk, and then he was actually able to score all the way from second base on a pass ball. So good speed, and that's, again, we'll go back to the athleticism that the Governors have and are able to put out at virtually every position. They've got a lot of speed on this team and up and down the lineup.
Count is 1-1 to Spencer Lettler as he fouled the 1-0 pitch, just foul, stayed in play. The third baseman could not make the catch. 1-1 pitch is fouled back, and it's going to go just to the left of us. And it's now 1-2.
Please remember to watch out for foul balls.
Around the defensive position for Rapid City Central, Brecker O'Brien's out in left. It's Mason in center. Out in right is Houlihan. Palmer at third. Gillespie at short. Henstein at second. Matthews at first. And Schluster is behind the plate as Jones delivers the 1-2 pitch that is upstairs and is now 2-2 to the left fielder. Left-hand hitting Spencer Lettler.
Yeah, Lettler 3 for 4 last night in the second game. Just did a nice job, and again, talking about the defense, was able to start a play that ended up in a play at the plate where they were able to retire one of the Rapid City Stevens base runners on a relay, and he got to the ball deep in the left field corner and was able to track that ball down and start the relay.
He gets a base hit back up the middle, and it's now 3-0 here for the Governors, and another RBI for Spencer Lettler here in the opening weekend. And they'll bring up the number 8 hitter in Deegan Huska. So still the bases are loaded with 1 out in the top of the first inning, and a 3-0 lead for Pierre as Deegan Huska will take ball 1.
Huska caught game 1 yesterday. They DH'd for him in game number 1 yesterday, and so first at bats of his young high school career.
Here is the 1-0 pitch to Huska. That is on the outside edge, and it's now 1-1. He caught really well in that first game, and something that you like to see. Maybe trading time along with the Andy Gordon from behind the plate, and we'll maybe throw somebody else back there as well a couple of times, but that one comes in, nearly hits Huska, but it gets to the backstop, and every runner will move up 90 feet, including the runner scoring in Bennett Dean, to make it now a 4-0 lead here for the Govs.
Yeah, and again, just the challenge for Rapid City Central is to not let this game get away too early on them, and that's gonna be a problem. That's kind of been the MO for this Cobbler team early on this year. Is they have just struggled to hold the other team's offense down.
So it's now 4-0 lead here for the Governors. Count is 2-1 to Huska. And he's got a chance to get a handful in here with a base hit and get half a dozen if he knocks one in the outfield. 2-1 pitch. That one's over the first baseman's head, but it is foul. And it will now be 2-2.
Yeah, and I know the coaching staff is very high on Deegan Huska, especially for his abilities behind the plate. So we talked about how he's the latest in a string of high quality, top notch catchers that the Governor's been able to roll out over the last decade.
The ground ball, the shortstop, the throw to first is in time. The runner's going to try and score. Spencer Lettler, the throw in, and he is safe at the plate. And 2 runs come in to score on the ground out from Deegan Huska. And Spencer Lettler did not break stride, rounding third and going all the way into score. And it's now a 6-0 lead in the RBI groundouts from Huska.
Yeah, it's not very often that you see a runner score from second base on a routine ground out, but that's exactly what Spencer Lettler did. Like you said, just a full head of steam coming around third, close play at the plate, and Lettler was able to slide in safely right ahead of the tag from Schluter.
So now does Huska get 2 RBIs on that play?
Should.
Yeah, I
would think so. I mean,
there was no extra play. The throw was good. Everything was good, but because there was no error, I would think that Huska gets 2 RBIs on the ground out.
It would be similar to a 2-run single to the outfield.
You're exactly right. So it's a 6-0 lead. Huska 0-for-1 with 2 RBIs. You don't see that very often. And it's now Elliott Life, the number 9 hitter in the order. 2 outs here in the top of the first. A 6 spot for the Govs here in the first inning. Most runs they've scored in an inning so far this season. Here's the first pitch to Elliott Life now with the bases empty. And that will miss for ball 1. Elliott Life threw in game number 1 yesterday. I think the only guy that can throw today that did throw yesterday is Jet Zabel, as there's a ground ball to the right side that's fielded by the second baseman. Throw to first is in time. Governor's bats with 9 guys coming to the plate. They score 6 times on 4 hits in the inning. No errors. 1 error and no men left on base. We've played in a half an inning, and the Governors have a 6-0 lead. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
And we're back here at McKeek Field after the first inning, top of the first inning. The Governors put up that 6 spots, and it will be Isaac Pollock now. And this is the third game in a row now that the Govs have given their starting pitcher a lot of breathing room to come out of the mound for the first time. It was a 4-run first inning in Game 1 and Game 2 yesterday, and a 6-run at first inning here in game number 3 of the weekend. And Isaac Pollock will see what he can bring from the mound. He's a tall, right-handed, as Greg said, a lot of elbows and knees when you see him throw, and just not really sure where that ball is going to come at you. But he's been effective in the last year or so, and in the junior legion level, and now he's got a chance to pitch here in the high school season.
Yeah, and he again. One of the things that has been interesting about this Pierre Governor pitching staff is other than Elliott Life, everybody who threw yesterday is 6'1" or taller. Whether it was Aaron Booth or Christian Bush or Bennett Dean or I'm missing a couple, but they're all good-sized kids, and Isaac Pollock continues to carry that mantle for the Governors today.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Jones. There's a ground ball left side, fielded by Gordon. The throw to first is in time. The leadoff man is retired on the 5-3 ground outs, and that'll bring up Aiden Mason as we go through the order for Rapid City Central. Aiden Mason is the center fielder batting second. Riley Palmer, the third baseman, batting third. Trey Houlihan is the right fielder batting fourth. Then it is going to be Brody Matthews, the first baseman, Kyle Schluter, the catcher, Brecker O'Brien, the number 7 hitter, playing left field. As there's a bunt right out in front of the mound, Isaac Pollock will field his position. The throw to first is in time, and Pollock's got to the first 2 retired in just 3 pitches. And it's 2 down here as that'll bring up Riley Palmer. Wesley Gillespie will be the shortstop batting 8th, and Tyler Henstein is the number 9 hitter to close out the lineup for Rapid City Central. So now it is Riley Palmer, the third baseman. Again, 3 pitches for Isaac Pollock, and the first 2 guys have been retired. Pitch number 4, there's a ground ball. Andy Gordon will drop down to a knee. And how about a 4-pitch inning for your first outing for the high school baseball season? Isaac Pollock gets the job done on 3 ground outs, and we head to the top of the second. Governors have a 6-0 lead. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AirTech Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AirTech Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AirTech Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
Most of us already know that Gale's Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan, so you never have to worry about running out during those cold nights. They even offer a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year, so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery and convenience, call Gale's Gas at 224-5518.
We're back here at McKeek Field. It is a 6-0 lead for the Pierre Governors as their top of the order will be right back up to the plate after Isaac Pollock had himself an efficient first inning. And we mentioned, too, Greg, that we're going to have a lot of guys pitch here. I don't think you can take Isaac Pollock out after 4 pitches.
Yeah, I suspect we will probably see him back out at least for inning number 2 because that's just about as efficient as you can get. And again, I think that's one thing, that we talked about yesterday was just the efficiency of the Governor pitching staff yesterday. I mean, they never went very deep into an inning. I think the most runs they ever gave up in any one inning yesterday was 2. And so even when they didn't give up runs, they never got into a situation where they loaded the bases, where they went deep into counts. They were through most innings in 15 pitches or less.
And Lincoln Keenels will lead things off. He was hit by a pitch, came around to score to start that 6-run top of the first inning. Here's the first pitch to Keenels. That one will miss low for ball 1. Again, Keenels had himself a solid first day at the plate, hit the ball hard in just about every at-bat. Every time he got a chance to swing the bat, he hit the ball hard. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Jones to Keenels. That one will be hit at the letters for strike 1. And that's, something, he was a little slow out of the gates in the summer. And, of course, as a freshman that didn't get to play high school baseball to jump into senior legion baseball games, as Keenels will ground that one, fielded by the shortstop Gillespie. The throw to first is in time, and the leadoff man is retired to open up the top of the second, which I haven't really said that too much for the Governors in the first two days. It's the leadoff man
number 4
getting out to open up an inning.
Yeah, you talked about the fact that of Keenholz's 5 hits yesterday, 4 of them for extra bases, a double and 3 triples. That's a pretty good opening day for the young man.
That one's stabbed by the pitcher in Jones. The throw to first is in time, and there's 4 pitches and 2 outs so far as the 1-3 put out is made, and it will bring up now the number 3 hitter in Andy Gordon. So there's 2 quickly gone here in the top of the second, and Gordon, who had an RBI double in his first at bat, will bat with nobody out or nobody on and 2 outs here in the top of the second. First pitch is inside for ball 1.
Yeah, and you look up and down this lineup, and the 2 names you kind of laser in on as kind of being the guys that you would expect would be the go-to guys in the lineup. It's Andy Gordon and McGuire Askey, and they both were a little slow coming out of the gate yesterday.
Gordon will get a base hit down the third base line that he had another long turn, and Gordon's a confident base runner is a guy that can almost go halfway to second and not feel like he's going to get thrown out. And he thinking about trying to turn that into a double, but he'll take the single. So he is halfway to the cycle now with the double and single. The two harder ones are coming up after come up to next time he comes to the plate.
Well, he knows he's got the potential for both of them.
That pickoff attempt almost got away from the first baseman, Matthews. McGuire-Rasky, he got an RBI single in his first at-bat. A 6-0 lead here in the top of the second with 2 outs. Going to be the 34th pitch of the game for Jones. And his counterpart, Polak, had just 4 in the first inning. That's a bouncing first pitch that is blocked up by the catcher and Schluster. But, Jones nearly had himself a 1-2-3 inning, had a ground ball, and of course it bounced right over the top of the bag, so not really a chance for Palmer at third base, but trying to settle in here a little bit. And we saw that yesterday too, that the Govs were able to jump out early on a pitcher before they get into a rhythm, and then they finally were able to find themselves into a little bit of a rhythm and settle into the game, and made things a little bit more difficult for the Governor batters. 1-0 pitch. That is on the corner. Bottom corner is now 1-1.
Yeah, and you kind of wondered if maybe Andy Gordon was going to get the green light at some point in this at bat to try to take second base, get into scoring position.
There's the 1-1 pitch. There's a line drive going off the glove of Jones and into center field for a base hit, and almost was able to stab that across. But McGuire-Rasky is now 2 for 2 with 2 singles, and that will extend the inning to the number 5 hitter in Bennett Dean. Now with a runner in scoring position.
Number 13, Bennett Dean.
Dean also got a base hit in his first at bat. And he also came around to score. Everybody that reached base in that first inning was able to score. Here's the first pitch to Dean, outside for ball 1.
Yeah, and you really are looking for the Governors to put some more runs on the board. I mean, they came out of the box hot yesterday, put 4 on the board in the first game in the first inning, and then bats kind of went silent after that for the rest of that game up until late in the game when they put another 4 spot on the board late in that game. But you kind of get into a rhythm sometimes where you get a lot early, and then just the natural tendency is kind of take the foot off the gas, and you hope that doesn't happen today for the green and gray.
Dean did swing and a miss on the 1-0 pitch, so the 1-1 from Jones to Dean. Outside, now 2-1 to the lefty. Now you get Rasky, Dean, Polak is in between him and Lettler, and then Life. Your back half of this order is filled with left-handed hitters. And it's so, I don't want to say it's bizarre, but it basically is bizarre, as Dean will ground it over the first baseman, bobbled by the first baseman, but will step on the bag. Matthews will to retire the side, and that will end the top of the second. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the second, a 6-0 lead here for the Governors. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Most of us already know that Gale's Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan, so you never have to worry about running out during those cold nights. They even offer a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year, so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery and convenience, call Gale's Gas at 224-5518.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
As we head to the bottom of the second inning, it is a 6-0 lead for the Pierre Governors. John Wicker alongside Greg Dean. Isaac Polak back out as he'll face 4, 5, and 6 after throwing just 4 pitches to get that first inning retired. As he made us look pretty good talking about how he can be pretty good in this rotation. Well, 4 pitches and get 3 outs like that, it's like every coach, every pitching coach, every pitcher will take that.
Absolutely. And
Cobblers in the bottom half of the second inning.
I was giving you a bad time yesterday about being able to see the future, and now you're looking good again, today here on Saturday.
Not sure if I want to press my luck too much on this, but here's Isaac Polak to face Trey Houlihan. The first pitch will bounce in for ball 1. And considering what happened last inning, we've already got a failure this inning for Isaac Polak. He just threw 4 strikes, and that was it. No, I'm just kidding. And it's just a 1-0 count here to Houlihan, as he is the right fielder in game number 1. The 1-0 pitch coming from Isaac Polak, and to readjust. On the mound, Houlihan coming in batting .222 as the 1-0 pitch is over for strike 1.
And the thing that's always been that I've noticed about Isaac Polak that makes him successful is he keeps the ball down in the zone. I mean, he never elevates that pitch, or when he does, very rarely. And so it's just really tough to get a good swing on anything he throws. In addition to the fact that everything he throws moves.
Here's a 2-1 pitch to Houlihan, and that one will miss upstairs, and it's now 3-1 here to the leadoff hitter. Number 4 hitter in the order, Houlihan. Brody Matthews is on deck. Here's the 3-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 3-2. As Polak has thrown more pitches this batter than he did in the first inning. It's going to be the 5th pitch. That was the 5th pitch. Here's the 6th pitch of the at-bat. 3-2. Swing and a miss, and Polak will start the second inning with a strikeout. His first of the afternoon. And there's one down here in the bottom of the second for the number 5 hitter in Brody Matthews.
Adds to the strikeout parade of the Governor pitchers yesterday. In 14 innings, the 6 Governor pitchers combined for 25 strikeouts. So Isaac Polak adding his name to that strikeout board.
Matthews looking for his first hit in the season. He's 0 for 3 so far. He struck out all 3 times that he's had a at-bats, as it's now 2-0 to Matthews. He has drawn 1 walk in his 4 plate appearances. The 2-0 pitch. That one's on the outside edge, and is now 2-1 to Matthews. On deck will be Kyle Schluster. And if anybody is able to reach base out of these next 2 hitters, Brecker O'Brien will come to the plate. 2-1 pitch. Outside, now 3-1. Second time that Polak has gotten his batter to 3 balls. Trying to avoid that first walk here of the afternoon. 3-1 pitch from Polak. That one's fouled back to the screen and is now 3-2.
Yeah, and the other thing the Governor pitchers did well yesterday was they didn't do a lot. They didn't have a lot of walks. Didn't offer a lot of free passes, and so anything that Rapid City Stevens got, they had to earn. And that, again, first time out, something you like to see from the Governor pitching staff.
And Polak will get some Matthews down looking for a second strikeout of the inning, and there's 2 down now here at the bottom of the second, and that'll bring up Kyle Schluster. The catcher,
number 25, Kyle Schluter.
And looking to be his the first base runner of the afternoon for Rapid City Central. First pitch, that one's popped up, fouled out of play. In front of us, not going to get to us, though, and it's now 0-1.
Once again, fans, we have to ask to remind you.
I know you can't see me if you're watching on KCCR Sports, but every time that ball gets behind home plate, I always move just a little bit. I'm always ready. I mean, the one time I'm not ready will the ball actually come to me. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll be outside, and it's now 1-1. That actually did happen. There was a bunt attempt. It was until yesterday, the last Pierre Governor baseball game. A bunt attempt that rolled up the net and went all the way up to the front of the press box. It stayed in play, but, I mean, it was just right out in front of me. The arm's width away of me, and I just wasn't ready for it, thinking, well, bunt's not going to get up here. And it rolled its way up, and I swiped about a second too late and didn't get my foul ball.
You're going to get it sooner or later. I mean,
1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss, and Isaac Polak will strike out the side in order. and he has gotten all 6 guys down in the first 2 innings. We've played 2 complete, 6-0 lead for the Pierre Governors. You're back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
When something just isn't right, it's natural to talk about it. If you had a toothache, you'd tell someone. If you found out you had diabetes, you'd learn to take care of it. But when you're feeling stressed, sad, or worried, you're less likely to tell someone.
Why do we treat physical and mental health so differently?
There is no difference. We all need someone to talk to, and there's nothing shameful about wanting to be healthy for you.
When you just need someone to talk to, contact Rising Hope Counseling at 494-1500 or risinghope605.com.
Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
Rising Hope Counseling, because if you have hope,
You have everything.
Hey, it's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again with terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people. Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
6, 7, 8 here, 2 up for the Pierre Governors. Isaac Pollock, Spencer Lettler, and Deegan Huska. Anybody gets on base, it'll go back to Elliott Life. As we go to the top of the 3rd inning, 6-0 lead for the Governors. Scored all 6 of their runs in the top of the 1st. They have that comfortable 6-0 lead. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Glad you could join us for the first weekend of baseball. First of many weekends over the next several months, and looking forward to being able to bring a lot of baseball throughout the next several months here on today's KCCR, on today's KCCR.com, and more importantly, well, I guess not more importantly, but a lot of fun to bring it to KCCR Sports on YouTube.
Yeah, and if all goes well, we're going to be looking at about 80 games over the next 4 months between the Governor High School team and the Post-State Legion team.
First pitch is taken for strike 1 to Isaac Pollock, and Greg Dean said he's signed on for all 80 of them. Well,
maybe
not. You know, 1 is over for strike 2 and is now 0-2. Like I said, I've told you that you haven't done basketball with me, which is fine. I'm not. But the point that I'm going to make is that at some point you're going to be doing basketball games with me, and I'm going to tell you on the radio that morning that you're doing the basketball game with me. Not even. I'm going to say, John Wickler and Greg Dean have the call for you out in Douglas on a Tuesday night, and you go, wait a second here.
What's the expression? Maybe.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Isaac Pollock. That one will miss outside, and it's now 2-2. You're going to wake up on a Tuesday morning, and you're going to be listening to the sports very closely for a long, long time to make sure that I'm not saying your name on there, thinking that you have to go with me to a game. 2-2 pitch. Pollock will golf it in the center field for a base hit. And he'll be on to lead off the top of the 3rd. And that is already the 7th hit the ball game here for the Governors. And Pollock is now 1 for 1.
Yeah, I was listening closely the other day on April Fool's Day when I found out that I'd gotten a new job.
Yeah. Well, hey, Game 2 of the Twins is today, and you start your run of 161 consecutive wins.
Well, for those of you who weren't listening to the sports on April 1st, on April Fool's Day, John did a story indicating that the new owner of the Twins, an unnamed radio personality in Pierre, had bought the Twins and had named yours truly as the general manager, and based upon the Twins' failure to close out the game on Thursday, I was relieved of my duties at the end of April Fool's Day.
As Spencer Lettler grounds to the second baseman to retire Pollock, who was Kate Kaiser running for Pollock. And it is a fielder's choice for Lettler, and now there's a runner on first in Spencer Lettler with Deegan Huska to the plate with 1 down. First pitch swinging. There was a softly hit ball to the second baseman. The throw to first is in time from Henstein to Matthews. Lettler will advance to second because the only play was to first, but there are now 2 down, and that will bring up Elliott Life to try and get that first run since the first inning in with a runner in scoring position of Spencer Lettler. Life ground out to the second baseman in his first at-bat. Jones from the stretch. Here's the first pitch to Life. That one is over for strike one. He had a good run. He had a good run of being GM. Hey, there's not too many people that can say even for a day that they were general manager.
General manager for a day. Yeah, put that on my headstone.
The 0-1 pitch, and that one misses outside. That got a little dark there.
Well, trust me, there's probably not a lot that's going to go on my headstone.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Jones to Elliott Life. That one's popped up. Center field going back, still going back, and he will not be able to make the catch, and Elliott Life will take second base. And in the score will be Spencer Lettler, and it's now a 7-0 lead for the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, just a fly ball that Mason, the center fielder, kept drifting and kind of tried to make, as he was going to his right, he kind of tried to make sort of a basket catch instead of reaching up, and when he did that, the ball just popped out of his glove, and Life is safe on second. I suspect that's probably an error.
I think we'll have to give the center fielder Mason an error on that, but the Govs do get that run. They are now up 7-0, and that'll bring up now Lincoln Keynoles with 2 outs and a runner on second in Life. As Keynoles' first pitch was instead a pickoff attempt at second. And now here is the first pitch from Jones to Keynoles. That one will bounce in the dirt. Doesn't get far enough away from Schluter to allow Life to take third base. And it's 1-0 here to the shortstop in game number 3 of the season. We'll probably see Lincoln Keynoles take the mound at some point here today and get a little bit of work in. Unless Pollock, with only 19 pitches through 2 innings, continues to throw a gem like he has been. That one's out the other way for Lincoln Keynoles. That's down for extra bases. And rounding third and scoring is Elliott Life. Keynoles, he's going to round second, and he's going to try for another 2-out triple. The throw is not going to be to third base, and a stand-up 2-out RBI triple for Lincoln Keynoles. He's making sure the cardio is up to speed still, even after the basketball season's over with.
Yeah, absolutely. 4th triple in 3 games for Lincoln Keynoles, and just a pitch that on the outside part of the plate he just went the other way with, and was able to push it into right center field, and ball skipped all the way to the wall, and Keynoles with good speed, didn't break stride all the way around, was reading triple all the way, and goes into third standing up.
So it's an 0-1 count to Matt Hansen. Is 0 for 2 so far. Here's the 0-1 pitch that will bounce in and stops right in behind home plate for Schluter. And the count is now 1-1. Hansen struck out swinging in his first at-bat and grounded back to the pitcher back in the top of the second. Here's the 1-1 from Jones to Hansen. Outside, now 2-1. Govs have an 8-0 lead here in the top of the third inning. 2 outs in the top of the third, but still a runner 90 feet away. There's a ground ball right back to Jones again off of his glove. The second baseman will make the grab. The throw to first is not going to be in time, and the ball got away from the first baseman, but it could be an infield RBI single for Matt Hansen, and it's now a 9-0 lead for the Pierre Governors in the top of the third inning.
Yeah, just a kind of a routine ground ball that the second baseman Henstein had to go to his right to get, and good speed out of the box from Matt Hansen, and he was going to be safe even if the first baseman doesn't drop that ball, and so Keynoles scores easily from third base on the play, and the Governors attack on another run and make it a 9-0 game here in the top of the third.
And they still got the number 3 hitter up to the plate here with 2 outs in the top of the third, and that's Andy Gordon. Here's the first pitch from Gordon. That one will get to the backstop as Schluter couldn't cover that. Hansen will round second. Thought about going to third, but he will stop at second base. But he is in scoring position, and again with Andy Gordon on the plate, maybe Hansen gets to third base, but there wasn't a certainty that Hansen would have got to third. And with Gordon up to the plate, you'd rather see him try and drive you in than get thrown out with 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, and with 2 outs, any ball that Gordon puts in play, Hansen's going to be moving on. And the old adage of you never make the first or third out at third base.
There's a high chopper that eats up the third baseman into left field. Hansen will come around to score, and Gordon, that's going to be a base hit for Andy Gordon, an RBI single, and he's got his second RBI, his third hit of the afternoon. And the Govs now lead at 10-0 here in the top of the third inning. That was just a tough play for Palmer over the third baseman. That one, it might have went off his hand. I'm not sure where it actually got him, but that one took a crazy hop that I don't know how anybody would have been able to make that play.
Yeah, and
At the plate, center fielder number
Rapid
14,
City Central coaching staff
Rasky.
came out. Wasn't sure if they were coming out to make a mound visit, but I think as much just to take a look at Palmer and just see if he was okay, because like you said, that ball took a wicked hop on him, and I think when actually, as it went into left field, actually went off of his throwing hand.
McGuire Rasky will ground out to the pitcher as he'll flip it to first base, and that will retire the side here in the top of the third. But the Govs strike for another 4 runs as they now lead at 10-0 as they finish the inning with 4 hits and then an error charged in the inning and 1 man left on base. We have played 2.5. It is a 10-0 lead for the Governors. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Pierre Sports Center is your local Ranger Boat and Mercury Outboard dealer. They're a must-see for your Ranger boat needs. See their selection of Mercury outboard motors for more power. Pierre Sports Center can help you with financing and other boating needs. Need service for your boat or trailer to keep you going? Pierre Sports Center is your one-stop shop. Pierre Sports Center, Ranger Boats, and Mercury Outboard. A combination that can't be beat. Pierre Sports Center, 1440 North Garfield Avenue in Pierre. Or give them a call, 224-5546. When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wegner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wegner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WegnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wegner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WegnerAuto.com or stop by Wegner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
It is the bottom of the third inning as Isaac Pollock is out for his third inning of work, as he will face now 7, 8, and 9 for Rapid City Central.
I think we're starting to see those defensive substitutions come into play. It looks like I think that's Colin Brueggemann out at first base. Looks like Brady Getz is now playing third base.
Brecken O'Brien.
I don't see anybody. Oh, I do. Yeah, I think we got a new right fielder too, but I can't see who that is. They're far enough away from us, but I know it's not Elliott Life, because if it was Elliott Life, he'd have the glove on the wrong hand.
Here's the first pitch to Brecken O'Brien, and he'll come in and hits O'Brien. That's the first base runner of the game for Rapid City Central. And that'll bring up now the number 8 hitter in Wesley Gillespie. It'll be Tyler Henstein.
Shortstop, number 9, Wesley Gillespie.
Can't see if that's Brecken Kruger out there in right field potentially.
That would be my guess, but again, we'll just have to see when they come in between innings what the number is on the back of the jersey.
First pitch is outside for ball 1 to Wesley Gillespie, the shortstop. It's a pretty great name, Wesley Gillespie.
Yep.
I like that one.
We got some action starting to roll in the Pierre Governor bullpen. I was just going to say, I would guess this would probably be Pollock's last inning of work.
The 1-0 pitch is over for strike. One is now 1-1 here to the shortstop Gillespie. First time that Pollock's got to work from the stretch. He retired the first 6 guys that he faced. 1-1 pitch, runner is off, is a hit and run, as that one's a swing and a foul back to the screen. Gillespie chased ball 2, but the hit and run was on, so he had to try and get that bat out and hit any way he could, and he didn't foul it away. And so it's now 1-2 here to the shortstop and Wesley Gillespie.
Activity down on the Governor bullpen is Jackson Edmond, the 6'5" left-hander. Again, one of those tall, rangy Governor pitchers. Probably one of the biggest pitching staffs that Pierre has seen in any number of years.
Count is now 2-2. Pollock, there's a swing and a miss, and there's another strikeout, the fourth strikeout of the game from Isaac Pollock. And there's one down here in the bottom of the third inning. And that'll bring up Tyler Henstein.
Next
with
batter,
one down.
Baseman, number 32, Tyler Henstein.
And you're right. This is it's amazing how deep this Governor rotation is and how deep the bullpen can be for the Pierre Governors. And that also, again, when you get down into those final games of the season, you get to the playoffs, and you have to win each game, and you have to win 2 to get to the next weekend, and then win 2 to win the state championship. Having pretty much everybody available to be able to throw out anybody, even if you walk maybe the first 2 guys, and nothing against you, but they can go and get you out really quick and not say, well, we got to ride with this guy because we have nobody left. You might walk one guy, and they might say, we're going to go out and get somebody else instead from the other. So you also got to know that you got to be on your game too, because you can easily be out of the game because they don't want to sit there and watch you walk a whole lot of guys, as the first pitch is a swing and a miss to Henstein, which is, again, a luxury that this Pierre Governor team has.
Yeah, and that's probably the biggest difference between high school baseball, in addition to wood bats versus metal bats for the Legion teams. But probably the biggest difference is just that playoff scenario, just the way that the playoffs are set up in the high school level, where, like you said, win 2 games on a Saturday qualifies you for the state tournament, and the state tournament is win 2 games and you're a state champion. So the realities are, at the high school level, you can get by with the realities being, you can probably get by with about 4 pitchers if you've got 4 top-notch pitchers, if you get two really high-quality starts and two good relief appearances.
The 1-1 pitch was high, and it's now 2-1 to the number 9 hitter. But the runner did steal second. O'Brien stole second on the last pitch. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one was over at the knees and is now 2-2. Jack Merkwan is the guy out in right field as he will replace Elliott Life. Got that confirmed to me.
Okay.
So, and that is the changes. Again, Colin Bergman at first, Brady Getz at third, and Jack Merkwan out in right field. The 2-2 just off the plates, and it's now 3-2. As Pollock trying to throw a Greg Maddox impression of trying to inch a little bit farther outside the strike zone. That last pitch was almost the same spot, just a little bit farther out, and see if the umpire give him the call. Here's a 3-2 pitch. That one is outside, and a one-out walk is issued to the number 9 hitter in Henstein. And there's now first and second here with one down, and that'll bring up Keaton Jones, the pitcher.
At the plate, pitcher number 1.
Going back to the discussion where you can really get through the postseason in the high school level with, if you're lucky enough. I mean, you really can probably get by with 3, maybe 4 pitchers.
There's a ground ball left side. Getz will step on the bag at third. The throw to first is not going to be in time. And it will be runners at first and second on the fielder's choice. And a good job by Getz to sit down on that ground ball to make sure he got the out at 30. Didn't rush it to try and get the double play and not get anybody out. Got that lead runner at third. So there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, and he did a nice job. Just like you said, he sat down, wanted to make sure that with runners on first and second that he was able to at least get the out at third base, which is what he did, and almost was able to turn it into a double play. But the Rapid City Central base runner was able to just beat it out by about a step.
First pitch is a swing and a miss to Aiden Mason. Number 2 hitter, he grounded back to Pollock. Actually tried to bunt to get his way on and went back to Pollock. There's a fly ball into right field. Merkwan goes over. He dives and makes the catch. No, they're saying he did not make the catch. They're saying it dropped in for a base hit, and it will be the first run of the game for Rapid City Central. I think everybody thought that he had caught it except for the field umpire. Now Dirk Campbell will come out and talk with the umpire. And it looks like maybe that first run will come into score. Not going to be a whole lot of discussion to be had. And Rapid City Central is on the board with the RBI base hit.
Riley Palmer.
Looks like Dirk Campbell's in charge of umpire relations this year. He was the one who had discussions yesterday on the close play at first base versus Rapid City Stevens. So Dirk is kind of a delicate soul.
The runner is off for a second. The throw to second. They got him out at second base, and the run will not score. So it is going to be a 10-1 lead for the Rapid City Center, for Pierre Governors over the Rapid City Central Cobblers after 3 innings. Good job there by Deegan Huska to throw out the runner, trying to steal second. And that will end us here in the bottom of the third. 1 run scores for Rapid City Central on a 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played 3 completes. 10-1 lead for Pierre. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Bankwest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put Bankwest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
In the top of the 4th inning, Governors will have 5, 6, and 7. Colin Bergman will lead things off as he's sitting in Bennett Dean's spot. It'll be Isaac Pollock and Spencer Lettler. And if anybody gets on base, Deegan Huska, Jack Merkwan would come to the plate if we get to the bottom of the order. As Caden Jones will continue to work from the mound for Rapid City Central. And Colin Bergman, his first at-bats here this afternoon as he replaced Bennett Dean on the field in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Laying off for Pierre in the top half of the 4th inning, and pinch hitting for Pierre.
John Wickler alongside Greg Dean.
Number 17.
As you are listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Maybe that's Gary Nedved that's hitting for the Govs.
Oh, yeah, I think you are right. It is number 17.
So Nedved is in at first base. There's a ground ball to the shortstop, fielded by Gillespie, but can't handle it cleanly, and the first man will reach base in Nedved on an E6. And that will bring up Isaac Pollock.
Next batter, number
who
22,
at least
Isaac Pollock.
will hit for himself. And would think that maybe with being 32 pitches in through 3 innings that his day will probably be over with from the mound going into the bottom of the 4th. As Nedved will lead away from first pitch is outside for ball 1. To Isaac Pollock. Pollock 1 for 1 so far. He walked and also then singled. Back in the top of the 3rd inning. Led off that 3rd inning with a base hit. The 1-0 pitch is on the outside edge now, 1-1 to the senior. Pollock this year in hockey had himself a pretty good year as well. Had his career high in goals, scored in the 3rd place game in the state tournament. There's a pitch inside, and it's now 2-1.
Pollock 1 for 1 yesterday. The bunt single, and then the sacrifice. Laid down actually 2 bunts. Had the bunt single that went for a base hit on the suicide squeeze, and so did a nice job. Nice job at the plate yesterday, and has had a very good outing on the mound today.
Count is now 2-2 here to Pollock as he fouled that one off.
Foul balls, hitting on play at all times.
Pollock is batting 1,000. He's 2 for 2 so far this season. Not a bad batting average. It's a decent one to have.
He's in a race with Aaron Booth for the top of that batting average race.
As the 2-2 is fouled back, he got fooled on that pitch, was able to keep the hands back to foul it away and stay alive. He's trying to keep that 1,000 batting average going here. It's hard to do for a full course this season. I don't think it's ever been done. Probably not. Probably won't ever be done. But hey, Pollock's trying to keep it alive. 2-2 pitch. That one will be fouled back again by Pollock. And a good battle here between Jones and Pollock.
probably has been, but with a pretty limited number of at-bats.
Yeah. So the threshold of at-bats is probably maybe going 1 for 1 this season. Here is the 2-2 again from Jones to Pollock outside, and it's now 3-2. Almost got away from the catcher in Schluter, which would have allowed Nedved to take second, but he remains at first base. We'll see if he gets the steal sign or the steal number with a 3-2 count. I like to use numbers instead of actual signs, so see if he will take off. 3-2 pitch. The runner's not moving, and it is taken for ball 4, so Pollock is on for the third time here in this afternoon, and it's first and second with nobody out here in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, good at bat for Isaac Pollock right there, and again, he just continues to do good things both at the plate and on the mound.
Pinch hitting for Pierre.
Now we have another pinch hitter for the
Aaron Booth.
Governors, and here's another guy that's batted 1,000, Aaron Booth. Well, it's kind of nice when you can have your 6 and 7 hitters be hitting 1,000 each.
Yeah, Aaron had a really good day yesterday. Four shutout innings on the mound. Had a couple of hits at the plate. Good way to celebrate his birthday. Didn't get a chance to ask his folks if they were able to celebrate at all yesterday. Although as late as the game got over last night, probably weren't able to go out and do much of a celebration because I'm sure they were probably looking to just go back to the motel and try to get to bed because boys had to be back at the field here at 10:30 Mountain Time this morning.
First pitch is a swing and miss to Aaron Booth. First and second here with nobody out. Isaac Pollock running for himself, so that tells you that probably 99% chance that he is done on the mound. The 0-1 is taken on the inside corner, and it's now 0-2.
Jackson Edmond has finished his warm-up pitches in the bullpen, so I fully expect he's probably going to take the hill in the top of the fourth for the Governors.
And here's the 0-2 pitch to Aaron Booth. He'll swing and miss, and he strikes out, and there's the first out here in the top of the fourth inning. And that will bring up the catcher in Deegan Huska. And Huska is 0 for 2 so far with 2 RBIs. He had a 2 RBI ground out in the top of the first, and he ground out to the second baseman back in the top of the third. Here's the first pitch to Huska. That is over for strike 1.
You know, good mix of seniors and underclassmen on this Governor team, and we talked about the fact yesterday that there's only 4 juniors on this team, and so there's a fair number of sophomores that are getting playing time. Huska being one of them, and so there's going to be a number of familiar names that will come back onto the roster for 2022 and beyond.
1-1 pitch from Jones. Instead of pickoff attempt and diving back in safely is Gary Nedved. 10-1 is our lead here for the Governors in the top of the fourth inning. 77 pitches so far for Jones. I think they might be riding him to the near 105 mark. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one is right down the middle, and it's now 1-2 to the catcher in Huska. Good breeze here at McKeek Field. Been a warm day. It's not quite hot, but it's been very, very warm, which is what we love to see. As Huska will fight off of a pitch that's going to be going just foul, barely able to get the hands to it because that pitch was a curveball that was going to look like it was going to find the zone. He was barely able to get a piece of it to foul it away, and it remains at 1-2.
Yeah, just the way it came off the bat was just kind of a really short pop-up that landed right on the first base foul line, almost like a swinging bunt almost, and just dribbled foul. Otherwise, it was going to be it probably was going to be productive for the Governors even if he would have gotten out because it would have moved the runners.
1-2 is fouled away, and we'll do it again here at 1-2. Again, listen to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Just past 2 o'clock Central Time. And again, we'll have coverage of the men's Final Four coming up after we're done here with the doubleheader. We have another game coming up after this one concludes, which is scheduled for the 3 o'clock time slot in Central Time. And I believe 4:15 or so is when tip-off is for Baylor and Houston. And so we'll get you out to Indianapolis after our second game is over with. Here's the 1-2 again to Huska. That one will get to the backstop. And it'll be now second and third here with one out in the top of the fourth inning. And a 2-2 count to Huska.
Nice crowd on hand today. Good mix of the Pierre Governor faithful along with the Rapid City Cobbler fans and family in attendance today on the day before Easter.
That is right, and we'll have the Easter service on the First United Methodist Church tomorrow afternoon at 11 o'clock, as that one's outside, and it's now 3-2 to Huska.
Good chance for the baseball fans, just about everybody here, and in shorts and T-shirts, and just a good opportunity to soak up some sun, shake off the winter blues, and just kind of get back into being kind of break out of the winter doldrums.
Yeah,
Return all foul balls to the concession stand.
You're exactly right too, because you get a chance to get work on the tan here early on, and especially in April. And of course, there's a lot of guys that have been putting on the sunscreen, rightfully so. Make sure that they don't start off the season with a bad sunburn. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That one is popped up into center field. Should be deep enough to bring in the run, as tagging and scoring is going to be Nedved on the RBI sac fly. The throw comes to home plate, and it will be then taken third will be Isaac Pollock. Good heads-up play there from Pollock, as that was thrown all the way from center field in, and really Nedved would almost score by the time the ball had been released. And a sac fly RBI for Deegan Huska to make it now 11-1 here for the Governors.
Yeah, good piece of base running, like you said, John, on both accounts, and the throw came all the way in on kind of a high looping throw from the center fielder Mason, and by the time that the ball had gotten home, Pollock got a great jump coming out of second base, and the throw from Schluter down to Palmer at third, nowhere near in time, and so the Governors 90 feet away from potentially going up 12-1.
Here's Jack Merkwan now. His first at bat, the first pitch is taken for strike one.
Pitch hitting for Pierre, number 15, Jack Merkwan.
Count is 0-1 here to the right fielder. Came in the bottom of the third inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Merkwan. That's outside, and it's now 1-1. And again, with the runner at 90 feet away, chance to add to that 10-run lead that you have here in the top of the fourth inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one is fouled out of play. And it's now 1-2.
Yeah, Merkwan, we talked about him yesterday. He got the start in game one in left field for the Governors. Key contributor throughout the year, especially toward the back end of the year for the Governor football team from his wide receiver position, and really does a nice job. Again, one of the really good athletes that this program has produced.
That one will get underneath the glove of the shortstop of Gillespie and goes almost past the left fielder in O'Brien, and it will be a error charge to the shortstop. Another run will score, and it's a runner at second now with two down, and the 12-1 lead here for the Governors, and they're continuing to threaten with Lincoln Keenels up to the plate.
Yeah, just a ball that, like you said, skipped under Gillespie's glove at shortstop, and then O'Brien didn't take a great route out in left field, and the ball actually got past him and rolled about 3/4 of the way to the warning track, and Merkwan ends up at second base.
First pitch is outside for ball one to Lincoln Keenels, who is 1 for 2 so far, a triple back in the top of the third with an RBI, and he came around to score as well. He was hit by a pitch to lead off the game, as it's now 2-0 to Keenels. He's scored twice, and he's got a chance to add to another RBI with a base hit with Merkwan out in second base. From the stretch, Jones will deliver the 2-0 pitch, and Keenels rips one through the hole on the left side for a base hit. Merkwan will round to third. He will easily score. Keenels will make his way to second, as it was knocked down by the left fielder in O'Brien. But it will be an RBI for Lincoln Keenels, his second of the game, and the Govs now lead 13-1 over Rapid City Central.
Another extra base hit for Keenels. Just line drive into left field. O'Brien tracked that one down, and Keenels, again, hard out of the box. Red double all the way on that one and gets an RBI double out of the deal. And the Governors now go up 13-1 here in the top of the fourth.
And here is now Matt Hansen. First pitch comes in. It goes behind Hansen. Keenels was off for third base, then realized that Schluter was able to make that catch. So he had to hustle back to second base. Number 2 hitter, and Matt Hansen, he's 1 for 3 so far, the RBI single in his last at-bat. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Hansen. Here's a ground ball on the left side. Fielded by the third baseman. The throw to first is going to be dropped by the first baseman. Lincoln Keenels around third, and he will come in to score. Hansen will make his way to second, and those guys will trade places again. And another error will be costly, as it's now a 14-1 lead for the Pierre Governors.
Jones at pitch 93 on the day, so he is quickly getting to being very close to his limit on his daily amount of pitches. Pitch limit is 105, and so he only has 11 left. He could finish the batter that he's working on, but he probably only has a couple of batters left before he is done for the day, and now we're going to get a mound visit.
As Brady Getz will take ball 1, and the ball got to the screen, so taking third base is Matt Hansen with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. And the Govs have a 13-run lead, 14-1 here in the top of the 4th. So they've got those insurance runs if they don't pick up a 15-run lead before the top of the 4th inning it comes to an end, but they'll have the insurance runs going into the 5th inning to try and end it in a 10-run rule that they didn't do yesterday. We played all 14 innings in those 2 games, but yet they still end up leaving.
For Pierre.
Still end up leading by more than 10 for each of those games.
Brady Getz.
Jones stays on the mound for now. Like I said, he's only probably got about 2, maybe 2 batters left on the day before he's going to have to come off, and don't see any activity in the Rapid City Central bullpen right now, so it'll probably be a position player that will come in to replace him when the time comes.
2-0 pitch, ground ball right back in the middle, base hit for Brady Getz, an RBI for Getz, and it will get past the center fielder. It's going to roll all the way towards the wall, and Getz will round second and head his way to third, and he will switch places with Matt Hansen on the RBI single and a 2-base error charge to the center fielder, and will bring up the number 9 man to the plate in this inning, and it's going to be Brecken Kruger that will hit for McGuire Rasky.
One of the things that we talked about last night was the one of the things that the Governors did not do well last night, especially in that second game, was hit with 2 outs. Well, today, here in the top of the 4th inning, the Governors' second out came when they were up 11-1, and since that time they've had 4 hits and an error and have plated 4 runs since there's been 2 outs here in the 4th inning. So maybe the tables have turned a little bit on that 2-out hitting challenge they were up against yesterday.
And Brecken Kruger can get the Govs up by 15 with a base hit as they lead at 15-1 right now. The 1-0 pitch to Kruger. That is outside and is now 2-0. On deck is Gary Nedved, who led off the inning, reaching on an error. Govs in this inning have just 2 hits, but there have been 3 errors committed by Rapid City Central. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Comes inside, and that will miss, and is now 3-0 on the, I believe it was the 99th pitch of the inning, or of the game for Jones. 3-0 is inside, a 4-pitch walk, and that'll be first and third with two men outs, and that'll bring up Gary Nedved.
And at the plate, number 17,
for his second at-bat here of the top of the 4th. And this most likely will be the final hitter for Jones, as he's at 100 pitches right now. First pitch to Nedved. That is over for strike 1. And Bennett Dean went 1 for 2 with a base hit, and he grounded out to the first baseman. And then Nedved came in the bottom of the 3rd to play for Dean. And he reached on an error to open up the top of the fourth inning. That pitch is fouled back, and that will not get out of play, but it was all the way to the backstop, so it's now an 0-2 count here to Nedved. And again, if I don't know if you really want to try it in the top of the fifth inning, but if you would get out of this batter in the next pitch, he could come out for one more batter to open up the top of the fifth inning, with being his 103rd pitch upcoming. Instead, he'll step off. 0-2 is the count, first and third here in the top of the fourth, and a 15-1 lead for the Pierre Governors. Scored 6 in the first, 4 in the second, and now another 5 here in the fourth. The 0-2 pitch is inside. I meant to say that they scored 4 in the third, and another 5 here in the fourth inning. But I didn't say that right the first time.
Yeah, well, you got a lot going on. I mean, trying to maintain video and score updates, and I mean, you got a lot going on.
As Steve Steele said at the beginning of the broadcast, if only it felt like it was midseason. As the count is now 2-2.
We're rounding into baseball for him. I mean, this is a little bit like spring training for you and I as well.
That's right. I mean, we got to work our way into it. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That one is popped up into right field. Over is the right fielder, and he will make the catch. That is a holy Houlihan, and that will end the inning. Here in the top of the fourth, Governors score another 5 times here in the fourth inning, and now lead it 15-1 over the Rapid City Central Cobblers. We'll be back in a minute for the bottom of the fourth. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball. Today is KCCR, and today is KCCR.com.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
As we welcome you back here to McKeek Field, it is a 15-1 lead for the Pierre Governors after 3.5. Jackson Edmond on to pitch here for the Governors, and Greg Dean's got the rest of the changes for you here.
It looks like we got Cade Kaiser, the 6-foot freshman, on to play shortstop. Jaden Wiebe has come on to play second base. Trying to see, I think we still have Merkwan and I can't tell. I think we may have a new left fielder as well. I'm not sure. I mean, it's a little tough to read. I think that might be Colin Brueggemann out in left field, and then I think we may have.
For the Cobblers.
I think we've got a new center fielder as well.
That's Kruger.
Kruger's out in center. Okay,
he came in to hit for McGuire Rasky.
Yeah, I think that's Brueggemann out in left field. So other than assuming Deegan Huska is still behind the plate, no, it's Jacob Larson behind the plate now for Deegan Huska. So we have turned over the entire starting lineup here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Here is the 1-0 pitch, and it's now 1-1 to the leadoff hitter, number 3 hitter in the order, in Riley Palmer in the bottom of the fourth. So that means, you said that was Brueggemann out in left field. Well, we'll go around the horn here like we do in the first inning, but we'll do it here in the fourth inning. Is now 2-1. So Brueggemann's out in left, Kruger in center, then Merkwan's out in right, Getz at third, Kaiser at short, Wiebe at second, then Nedved at first, and Larson behind the plates as Edmond gives base hits for Riley Palmer right back up the middle. Boy, Edmond's He's 6'4". He should have been 6'6" or 6'7", would have had that to line drive back up the middle. But it is a leadoff hit for Riley Palmer, just their second hit of the ball game.
Number 20.
Probably a good thing he wasn't 6'7", because he might have taken that one right in the middle of the forehead if that was the case, because that would ripped right back up the middle.
Yeah, that was a hard hit ball from Palmer. So that'll bring up Houlihan, the cleanup hitter, in the bottom of the fourth inning for Rapid City Central. From the stretch, first pitch is upstairs. The runner is off for second. The throw is offline, and stealing second will be Palmer. Leadoff man has moved his way into scoring position on the first pitch to the second batter.
Governor's up 15-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Just, if they can maintain this lead, potentially have a chance to end this game early and get on to game number 2.
It's now 2-0 here from Edmond to Houlihan. And again, with a 14-run lead, you just want Edmond to throw strikes, but it's now 3-0. And after giving up that base hit, you don't want to put the first two guys on base, see if Edmond can battle back. Lefty will come set from the stretch. The 3-0 pitch is right down the middle for strike one.
Again, just a big, big, tall, rangy left-hander. If you've ever looking for a pitcher with a high ceiling, you look for a young man who's about 6'4", 6'5", and throws from the left side, and that's exactly what Jackson Edmond does.
3-1 was a swing and a miss, and it's now 3-2. Those lefties are a hot commodity that every team wants to have. A 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Edmond was 3-0, comes all the way back and strikes out Houlihan, and that will be the first outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Going to bring up the number 5 hitter in Brody Matthews.
At the plate, number 13, Brody Matthews.
Like you said, you get, especially because, you had Pollock throw coming from the right side, and now you have Edmond throwing from the left side, and the number of lefties that you have on the team that can throw is pretty good. And it's something that, again, a lot of teams would be envious of, to have just one lefty, maybe two, and this team's got 4 that can easily throw strikes. It's now 2-0 to the number 5 hitter in Matthews. And one of those guys is McGuire Rascue. At some point we will see throw again, and hopefully we can see him throw all year long too, and all the way through the summer.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see how things go in cycles. For a lot of years, there just weren't any lefties in the Pierre Governor or Post 8 system at the varsity level, and then all of a sudden you get to 2021, and you can stack a batting order with at least 5 or 6 different left-handers, and I think when you get to the Post 8 season this summer, you can take the left-handers that are on this roster, and then you can add a couple more, and Jack Van Camp and Cade Hinkle onto that lineup.
3-1 pitch is upstairs, and it's a one-out walk issued to Matthews, and that'll bring up Kyle Schluter, the catcher. We will see a new pitcher come in for Rapid City Central
batter, number 25,
with 105
Kyle
pitches
Schluter.
thrown. That is the max that you can throw. So Jones will be done from the mound. We'll see what position player it looks like potentially be coming to pitch, because there's nobody warming up in the bullpen right now for Rapid City Central. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1 to Schluter.
Yep. Right now, what Jackson Edmond just needs to do is go out and throw strikes. Just doesn't need to do too much. Just make the Cobblers put the ball in play. And right now, if you can get help from your defense, that's really what you're looking for right now with his 14-run lead.
And he hits Schluter, so that'll bring up Brecker O'Brien to the plate, and the bases are now loaded here with 1 out, and Dirk Campbell will make his way out to talk with Jackson Edmond. It's with a 14-run lead, you feel comfortable. You want to go out there and feel comfortable, and you hope you go out there and feel comfortable. But sometimes, and again, Edmond's first outing of high school baseball, you just don't know what to expect until you get out there and you want it to go well, but right now is with Edmond, there's still a chance for it to get a 0 on the scoreboard because it is a there's still one out and the bases are loaded, but you can get the next two guys out. It's the 7 and 8 guys in the order, and you can get out with a 0. Be a solid outing here for Jackson Edmond in the first inning.
Yeah, if you can get some kind of a ground ball double play, that's pitcher's best friend, which would be ideal right here.
Ball gets away from Larson to the backstop, so a run will come across to score, and it's now 15-2. And it'll be second and third on the wild pitch from Jackson Edmond.
Yeah, and Jackson, has all the tools. Like I said, he certainly has the frame, nice velocity on his fastball. Right now, it's just a matter of being able to work that control. And sometimes, one of the challenges that these big rangy, especially younger kids and Jackson's only a sophomore. One of the things that sometimes is a challenge is that as much as and as big as those kids are, just getting all the parts to go, and sometimes it's as much of a mechanical issue as it is anything else, and that can be a little bit of a challenge when you're standing in there at 6'5".
Another wild pitch from Jackson Edmond, and it's now 15-3 ball game as another run comes in to score. Looks like maybe the release point right now for Edmonds not quite there. Everything's been left pretty high, and the first pitch that got away came too far inside. So it's all about finding that release point here for Edmond as the 3-0 pitch is upstairs, and it's a 4-pitch walk, and it's now first and third with one man gone here in the inning. And again, because you have so many guys, you wonder with the 12-run lead how long you leave Jackson Edmond out there to try and work his way out of it, or if you try and get somebody else warmed up and maybe get someone else into the ball game. Because again, you have a lot of pitchers that you can go to, but with the 12-run lead, as the first pitch is over for strike one, Larson will allow the runner to take second base. You had the luxury of with the 12-run lead, again, allowing Edmond to work his way out of this and get him to finish an inning strong. But you have a lot of guys that you can go to at any point and kind of get Edmond out of there a little bit quicker maybe so then. And again, early on in the year, probably it's not that you want him to work his way out of this. Mm-hmm. At some point later in the year, at this point, maybe Edmond's out of the ball game because, again, I say that just because of how deep the pitching staff is for Pierre. The count is now 2-1 here to Wesley Gillespie, the shortstop who struck out swinging his first at-bat. Here's a 2-1 pitch from Edmond. That one is over for strike two, and the count is now even at 2-2.
I think just doing a quick once over, I think the only bench player that would be available to come in and pitch would be Jet Zabel, who threw an inning last night. If you are forced to go to the bullpen, it would have to be somebody who is out on the position, out playing in the field right now. And again, this is a good learning experience. First time out on the field. I know Jackson is balancing basketball and baseball, and it's a lot on a young man's shoulders going on right now. So it looks like we are going to have a pitching change as Dirk Campbell comes out to have a conversation with Jackson Edmond.
And Jack Merkwan will come in to pitch. Jet Zabel will make his way out towards the right field to replace Merkwan, and that will end the day for Jackson Edmond. We'll step aside. We'll come back with a minute and tell you all the details here. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting, In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
So Jack Merquat is now on the mound here for the Pierre Governors. Jet Zabel is out in right field as he will try and work his way out of this bases loaded jam with one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning, as 2 runs have scored so far here in the bottom of the fourth with the bases loaded here and 1 down. See what Jack Merquat can do. It's a tough situation to come in again. You got a 12-run lead, so you feel a little less pressure with the bases loaded, but it's still a tough one to come in because you got to work quickly and you got to work efficiently here with the bases loaded.
Henstein.
Yep, and again, good learning experience right here for Jack Merquan, coming in with a little bit of a pressure situation, trying to shut down as best you can as this Cobbler threat is developed here in the bottom of the fourth inning as they've pushed 2 across and have the bases loaded with 1 out.
1-0 pitch. There's a softly hit ball in the right field. That's down for a base hit. 1 run will score. They're going to hold off the other runner, and it's an RBI single, and it's now 15-4 with 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The bases will remain loaded. That was the number 9 hitter in Henstein that was able to get that RBI single, and now here is Caden Jones, who is 0 for 2 so far. Jones, it shows on the scoreboard, he's got 105 pitches thrown, so his afternoon is done on the mound. First pitch to Jones. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1 to the leadoff man in the order. He's the 8th man to come to the plate here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Yep, a lot of youth on the field right now for the Governors, just 2 seniors right now.
0-1 is smack towards center field. That will be caught by the center fielder, Kruger. The throw comes towards the third base side over the top of the shortstop, but it is an RBI sac fly, and it's a 15-5 ball game here with 2 outs.
Next batter, number 2,
and that'll bring up
Aiden
Mason, the 9th man to come to the plate. And it's now first and second. So an RBI there for Caden Jones with 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth. And Aiden Mason, who had an RBI single, was thrown out trying to steal to end the bottom of the third inning. There's a foul tip back to the screen. And it's 0-1 here to the number 2 hitter.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to close the stat line on Isaac Pollock's day on the mound, but Isaac went 3 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 run, which was earned, walked 1 and struck out 4. So a good outing on the day for Isaac Pollock. Threw 35 pitches, 21 of them for strikes, and faced 11 batters over those 3 innings. So just two over the minimum.
Count is now 0-2 here to Aiden Mason. Merquan trying to limit the damage. Giving up here in the inning. The 0-2 pitch. That one's popped up on foul territory, and it's going to get out of play. Just behind the third base dugout. And it remains at 0-2.
Understand that we'll see Jake Mayer on the mound to start game 2 today. First time we will have had a chance to see the senior Jake Mayer pitch.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, a swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout for Merquan, and that will retire the side. All 9 guys come to the plate in the fourth inning for Rapid City Central. 4-run score in the inning, and it's now a 15-5 lead for the Pierre Governors after 4 complete. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
this is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscape backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
As we welcome you back here to McKeek Field, it is a 15-5 lead for the Pierre Governors. As well, we might have 16-5. Trying to figure out now what the actual score might be.
Yeah, we're just trying to calibrate between the scorebook and the Rapid City Central Game Changer account. Trying to figure out if the score is actually 15-5 or 16-5. So we'll try to get that squared away as looks like Jet Zabel will come to the plate to lead off the top of the fifth inning for the Governors.
So he's going to hit in the spot for Isaac Pollock as he'll get his first plate appearance here for the Pierre Governors.
And we do have a new pitcher for Rapid City Central, so Jones is done for the day. Again, just a really nice day. You know, it's one of those early April days that doesn't come along all too often. But grass is starting to green up here at McKeek Field, out in the western part of Rapid City. Just really nice. We see Fitzgerald Field off to our left in the final stages of the $5 million renovation that's going on over there. Huge pile of dirt, huge pile of fill out just beyond the left field fence here at McKeek Field that probably either has come out of Fitzgerald as part of the renovation or maybe going in there. I know that they are doing an artificial turf. At least some portion of the new playing surface at Fitzgerald is going to be artificial turf. I don't know if it's all artificial turf or just the infield, but it will be a really nice facility when it gets done.
Jet Zabel down 0-2 or down 0-2 in the count, and Aiden Mason delivers the 0-2 pitch and will bounce in. It's now 1-2. Looks like Jones might be out in center field, and now Mason is the pitcher. And
now the game changer account has changed it back to 15-5. So you were right.
Hey, there's not many times where I'm right, but I was right there. 2-2 is the count, or at least they're just agreeing with me, and maybe we're both wrong now. Maybe they were right, and they've just made both of us wrong, which is a distinct possibility. Count is 2-2 here to Jet Zabel. He'll swing and foul that one off and out of play. And it remains at 2-2.
Left-handed hitting Zabel facing the left-handed throwing Mason, lefty on lefty, as we lead off here in the top of the fifth inning.
Older brother Peyton throwing for Iowa Western today. The 2-2 pitch. That one is chopped foul. And other older brother Gray was supposed to be playing South Dakota State today, but COVID-19 has paused that game for another 2 weeks. And we'll finish on April 17th up in Fargo. The 2-2 pitch, and we'll bounce in, and it's now 3-2. A story that it's always fun to tell it too, because had dinner with the Zabels one night last summer, and it was just Peyton that was there. Jet was not there. That one would be fouled off the bat of Zabel as he tried to check his swing, and it remains at 3-2. But I asked Peyton, I said, okay, so Jet being the youngest of the family, is he going to be the most athletic, or is he the most athletic coming out of this family? And as an older brother would, without any hesitation, not a chance. 3-2 pitch. That will bounce in, and a leadoff walk to Jet Zabel. Because I knew that answer was coming, but I wanted to hear if Peyton was going to be an older brother or trying to be very nice to his little brother, and he was the older brother, which again can't blame him. But yeah, he quickly not a chance.
Yeah, you teed that one up for him, didn't you?
Oh, I definitely did, and yeah, he hit that out of the park too. The first pitch to Aaron Booth. Excuse me, that's not Aaron Booth. We have, I believe that's Colin Brueggemann.
Yep, I believe that is Colin Brueggemann, who has come on to hit in that spot.
It was Aaron Booth in that last plate appearance, as the 1-0 is upstairs. It is now 2-0 here to Colin Brueggemann.
Number 22, Aaron Brueggemann.
Got a quick score update. Looks like Iowa Western is down 4-1 in their game against Southeastern Community College.
Ground ball right back to the mound, and Mason will throw, and it goes into center field as both the shortstop and second baseman in Henstein and Gillespie did not communicate on who was going to take the bag, so it went between the two, and it's now first and second with nobody out here for the Pierre Governors. And that'll bring up Jacob Larson. It's hard to I'm keeping track of who's on the field, but I forgot to put him out in the batting order. So Jacob Larson will get his first plate appearance here. First pitch will bounce in, and we'll get to the backstop, so it's now second and third here with nobody out.
Scrolling through
number 16.
Scrolling through my Twitter feed, I see Augustana has beaten Bemidji State 17-5 today. What's notable about that game is Sam Bayer from Augustana did not hit a home run today, which yesterday, if you watched ESPN Sports Center, you saw a highlight of Bayer, because it's not often a Division II player gets their own highlight on ESPN, but he hit 7 home runs over the course of the doubleheader yesterday.
A sacrifice fly for Jacob Larson makes it now a 16-5 lead for the Pierre Governors. Both runners tagged and advanced 90 feet, so it is now a 16-5 lead on the sac fly for Jacob Larson out towards right field, and then there's one down here in the top of the 6th inning. 7 home runs in a doubleheader. Like, couldn't he do more than that? No,
what have you done for me lately?
Yeah, exactly. but that is that's truly a special doubleheader that you had there, with having 7 home runs in 2 games over the course of a doubleheader.
Yeah,
that's hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to hit 7 home runs on a little league field hitting off a pitching machine, let alone in a competitive Division II baseball game. So a lot of credit to that young man. That's something he'll be talking about well into his senior years.
As it's now 0-2 to Jack Merkwan with the runner at third base. That is Brueggemann. But my question is why were you still pitching to him after he had 5 home runs? Why? Unless the base, actually even the bases are loaded, give him the Barry Bonds treatment and just intentionally walk him and take 1 run instead of giving up 1 run instead of giving up 4. But hey, credit to Bear for hitting a home run when they're still pitching to you. That might be the case of we're not going to pitch to him anymore. After he hit 3, I probably would have said, let's just put him on.
Yeah, they just an amazing stat. I mean, hit 4 in the first game yesterday and followed that up with 3 more in game number 2. And just one of those days where, as a baseball player, you talk about, you hear baseball players talk about being locked in, and you don't get any more locked in than hitting 7 home runs in one day.
And Merkwan will pop out behind home plate, and there's now 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. That'll bring up Lincoln Keenel's spots, which has Kate Kaiser in for his first at bat. There's so many names in here. My lineup sheet is all over the place as the first pitch is outside for ball 1. And of course, Jaden Wiebe is on deck. Everybody's got at least 2 names. Some have 3 names to it. As the 1-0 is Miss Low and is now 2-0. Start to scratch out names and put new names in. Can't figure out where you started and where you're at.
Governors have 16 runs on 16 hits today, and again, still have not committed an error today. Just one error so far in almost 3 complete games. So, a big plus to the Govs for playing really good defensively so far.
3-0 pitch is at the letters, and it's now 3-1 to Kaiser.
11 different Governors with hits today out of that 16 hit attack.
Here's the 3-1 pitch to Kaiser. That one is flown out towards left center field. Kaiser got into that one. That one's going to get down for extra bases all the way to left center field. Kaiser around second. He's on his way to third. A stand-up triple. How about that for your first at-bats for Cade Kaiser? I think there's a lot of other teams saying, wait a second, wasn't there a Kaiser that graduated a couple years ago? There shouldn't be any more coming through. But Cade Kaiser with an RBI triple, and it's now 17-5 here in the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, just a well-hit ball out into the left center field gap. Rolled all the way to the warning track, just to the left of the 390 sign and straightaway center field. So nice hit for the freshman. We saw him a lot on the base paths yesterday. Got a chance to utilize his speed and now got to see him utilize the bat. So good potential there for Cade Kaiser. It looks like he's got a bright future ahead of him on the Governor baseball field.
That one is popped out to right field as that one will get down for Jaden Wiebe, and he might have himself extra bases. Another run comes in to score, and Wiebe's got himself an RBI double. And the Governors continue to hit the ball well with some of these young guys. And Jaden Wiebe continues to be swinging the hot bats. That RBI double, and that'll bring up now Brady Getz.
Next batter.
To an RBI single.
Brady Getz.
And his first at-bat of the afternoon. Now an 18-5 lead here for the Pierre Governors. That pitch will get inside and read well by Wiebe, and he will stop at third base. On the ball they got in the dirt. And a good job there. And again, guys reading the pitch well and taking that extra base. And, of course, up by 13. But still being able to see that and staying engaged in this game. That one's another base hit for Getz. That one's going to be extra bases. That goes out towards right center field. And Getz will round first and head for second. He's got himself an RBI double. And it's now a 19-5 lead here for the Pierre Governors as they continue to hit the ball well in this 5th inning.
Yeah, just again, well struck ball that he went the other way with out into the right center field gap, and it actually one hopped the top of the wall, and this, if that wall isn't about 8 or 9 feet tall out in right field, he probably goes over the top of that with a ground rule double, but it stayed in play and ends up with a stand up double.
There are 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning, where the Govs have had themselves a strong 2-out rally, as it's going to be Brecken Kruger. Again, the 1-0 pitch is over for strike one, and it's now 1-1. That number 3 spot here today, 5 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Between Andy Gordon, who went 3 for 3, and Getz, who's now 2 for 2. 3 singles and 2 doubles. Not a bad spot for those 2 guys. Pretty good afternoon for 2 games, and they've got here in just this 1 game. The count's now 1-2 to Brecken Kruger. So the Govs now will have 4 runs to work with at least here in the bottom of the 5th inning to try and end this in just 5 innings. I believe that second game will get started a little bit later than 3 o'clock. There's the 1-2 pitch that's grounded to left side. Fielded by the shortstop. Long throw to first is not going to be in time. The ball will get to the fence. Another run will come in to score, and Kruger will be on second base. We'll score that a single and an error because I don't think that there is any chance that Kruger is going to be out. The throw was on line, and it's now 20-5 lead here for the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, just a ground ball in the hole that Kruger just laced into the hole, and the shortstop Gillespie just wasn't able to come up with a clean throw, and Kruger goes to second base on the air.
So here's now Gary Netved, the 9th man to come to the plate in this top of the 5th inning. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1 to Netved. This will be the 3rd time here And we've had 8 guys come to the plate, at least 9 guys come to the plate. They batted all the way around in the first inning, had 9 guys come to the plate, had 10 guys come to the plate in the fourth, and now another 9 guys come to the plate here in the fifth. In the third inning, had 8 guys come to the plate. They've all got themselves a lot of plate appearances here in this first game of the doubleheader. 2-0 pitch is inside, and it's now 3-0. A 20-5 lead here for the Governors in the top of the fifth. 2-0 pitch. 3-0 pitch to Nedved is outside, and that will be a 4-pitch walk. And be first and second, as it will be the 10th man to come to the plate in Jet Zabel.
13 different Governors with hits today out of to lead the attack for Pierre. 13 different Governors, 20 different hits right now. Looks like Andy Gordon on a 4-for-4 day is leading the team.
That one's a base hit. That one's going to take a nasty hop in front of the center fielder, and 2 more runs are going to come around to score. Zabel is going to round second and head for third, and it's now a 22-5 lead here for the Pierre Governors in the top of the fifth inning, as Zabel is 1 for 1 here in the inning with his second plate appearance, and the Govs have opened up to a 17-run lead here at the top of the fifth. Well, that's a tough one to score, because you can give him a triple, because it really, I don't know if there's anything the center fielder could have done. That took the nasty hop in front of him, as that one's fouled away by Colin Bergman.
Yeah, and that's the thing that is tough being up here in the press box is you just don't know how rough that outfield turf might be, and you saw that ball hit the turf first, and then it took almost, I don't want to say like a 90-degree angle, but it certainly hopped up over the center fielder and went to his left.
Bergman will reach base. He was going to be safe no matter what. An RBI infield single that allowed Zabel to score. We'll give Zabel that triple and 2 RBIs, and then RBI 16, single for Colin Bergman, and that'll bring up Jacob Larson to the plate. So the lead is now 23-5 here with 2 outs in the top of the fifth. They've scored almost all their runs with 2 outs here in this fifth inning. Jacob Larson had a sac fly RBI. And his first pitch swinging out towards right field. Coming in will be the right fielder, but it's going to drop in front of him for a base hit. Rounding second and hanging for third, not breaking stride, was Bergman. And it's another hit for the Governors, and it's first and third with 2 outs. As the lead is 23-5 here for Pierre. They've scored 8 runs here in the top of the fifth inning.
Number 15, Jack Merkwin.
So they've given themselves plenty of wiggle room in the bottom of the fifth inning. First pitch to Jack Merkwan is out towards right field. That's going to be foul and does stay in play, but it'll 1 count here to Merkwan. In his first at bat, he popped out in foul territory, which was the second out and started this long rally for the Governors. So Cade Kaiser, who tripled in his first at-bat, he's now on deck. That pitch comes in, and it's now 1-1. Or at least believe he's on deck. No way he's out there on the on-deck circle right now.
Yeah. Somebody's grabbing a bat. I'm not quite sure who it is.
I believe that was Christian Bush.
It is Christian Bush.
There's the 1-1 that's skied out to left field. That's going to get over the head of the left fielder. That's going to get down for extra bases. As Jack Merkwan has gotten himself at least an RBI. We'll make it a 2 RBI. The throw comes in, and it will get away from the third baseman, but Merkwan will stay at third base. A 2 RBI triple. 2 outs, 2 RBI triple. And the lead is now 25-5.
Yeah, well hit ball. Again, another ball to straightaway left field over the top of the left fielder and hit the fence on two hops, and so Merkwan ends up with a triple, and we've got a mound visit.
And Christian Bush will be the next hitter here for the Pierre Governors. try and keep track of everybody else. I'm running out of room here. We're having too many guys pinch hit for everybody here. Christian Bush will step to the plate after the mound visit. 25-5. 10-run inning here for the Pierre Governors. They had a 10-run lead after the fourth and now lead by 20 here in the top of the fifth. Again, Jake Mayer will start game 2 here for Pierre.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. I assume that probably use the same strategy for the Governors in game 2 and probably use multiple pitchers. It'll be interesting to see how long that the coaching staff wants to go with Mayer in game 2 and then who comes in behind him.
First pitch to Christian Bush as there's a swing and a foul tip at the plate. And it is 0-1 here to the new hitter for the Pierre Governors. 14th man to come to the plate for Pierre here so far in this inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is inside, and it's now 1-1.
Just trying to look at who, make some assumptions who might be coming behind Mayer. Like you had said earlier, wouldn't be surprising if Lincoln Keenholz sees some action on the mound. Wouldn't be surprised if we might see McGuire Rasky as well, just to give him a little work. Again, just probably not to put a lot of strain on his arm, but just kind of see what kind of, how it feels if you give him an inning.
The pitch got to the backstop and allowed Merquan to come in to score. And it's now a 3-1 count. I will say Mason, he got to home plate, settled his glove down. Merquan he wasn't running full speed, but the pitcher acted like he tagged him on the leg, acted like he got the ball, and the ball was nowhere close to him. So he's still having a little bit of fun out there as the walk is issued to Christian Bush. And that will bring up Jaden Wiebe.
Next batter, number 1, Jaden Wiebe.
And Wiebe was 1 for 1 with an RBI double. First pitch is over for strike 1 from Mason to Jaden Wiebe. The 0-1 pitch on its way. It'll bounce in. Blocked up by Schluter, and it's now a 1-1 count here in the top of the fifth inning. 25-5 lead. Greg, we could talk about this now here a little bit. You held a school record back in the day in track and field that kind of made its way to Twitter, thanks to your son Bradley Dean making that mention. As that one's popped up and that one's out towards left center field, that's going to get down for extra bases. Jaden Wiebe puts the power into it, and it's second and third here with 2 outs and a second double of the inning for Wiebe. So I'll go ahead as Brady Getz will come to the plate. Go ahead and fill us in on your school record.
Yeah, it was a very short-lived school record, I can tell you that. It lasted all of probably less than 12 months. Back in the spring of 1982, I can tell you that was the first year of that the 300 hurdles were sanctioned in South Dakota, and I just happened to run the fastest time that year at Western Springs High School. Western Springs High School, not a notable hotbed of hurdlers over time. So it was just a situation where they needed somebody to run the event. And like you and I talked yesterday, as we were talking about Isaac Pollock running the 400s, 800s, and maybe the mile. 300 hurdles is not the funnest race to run, I can tell you that. And so coaching staff needed somebody who was probably not the sharpest knife in the drawer. So said they needed somebody to fill out the race. They came to me and said, could you? And I did, and ran just fast enough to get my name on the school record board for a year. It was quickly eclipsed the next year, I can tell you that.
The ball got through past the shortstop from Brady Getz, so he's now at first base. 2 more runs came in to score, and it's a 28-5 lead here for the Governors with 2 outs in the top of the fifth inning as Now Brecken Kruger back up for his second at-bats here in the inning. I mean, we were kind of talking, and maybe we said this on the air last night, that you could keep going with the with the story and say then all of a sudden you had the state record. And then by the time you said, well, it was a national record, and then you could say that I had to turn down an offer to run the Olympics.
Yeah, much like unlike a fine wine, that story does not age as well. Yeah. Let's just put it this way: the school record stood for a year. I under no circumstances did my time even come close to threatening the state record that year or any year since. So I was happy to walk off the track that day and never have to run that race again.
Count is 2-2 here to Brecken Kruger with a 28-5 lead. 17th man to come to the plate here for the Govs in this top of the fifth inning. There is a runner at first, that is Getz. Here is the 2-2 pitch from Mason to Kruger. There's a swing and a miss, and that will end the inning here in the top of the fifth. The Govs score 13 times in the top of the fifth inning, and will take a 28-5 lead heading into the bottom of the fifth. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Spring is finally here, and it's time to be on the lookout for one of South Dakota's most serious noxious weeds. This invader of roadside trees, pastures, and range is leafy spurge. This noxious weed infests over 300,000 acres. It's a perennial with a distinctive yellow-green color and stems that contain a milky sap. Roots can reach over 20 feet deep. There are several control options that producers can look at, including herbicide and biological control. If you have questions about leafy spurge, contact your local county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
As we welcome you back here to McKeek Field, as the Pierre Governors lead 28-5 over Rapid City Central. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as we are into the bottom of the fifth. The Governors need to get themselves 3 outs here, and they have a lot of wiggle room in front of them to end this in the fifth inning with the 10-run rule.
Yeah, again, Jack Merkwan out for his second inning of work. Came in, did a nice job getting out of a jam there in the bottom of the fourth inning and keeping the runners at bay, and we'll see how he does as he gets to start the inning with a clean slate here in the bottom of the fifth.
And Riley Palmer, who led off the bottom of the fourth, will lead off here in the bottom of the fifth. They did bat all 9 guys in that fourth inning. First pitch is fouled back, and it is 0-1 to the number 3 hitter in the order. Second time he's led off an inning. He's 1 for 2 so far. Singled and came around to score in that bottom of the fourth inning. 0-1 pitch will drop in and is now 0-2. And again, we got the second game coming up here. Listen to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. This would have been the start time of game number 2, but this game has made its way as that one is up high, and it's now 1-2. We're nearing the 2-hour mark of this baseball game.
Yeah, what was start time?
12:02.
12:02.
So 12:02 Mountain Time.
We're at an hour and 59 minutes. I'm able to do the math on that one.
I was able to do the math. I said almost. We're coming up with the 2-hour mark. I was able to do the math on that one. The 2-2 pitch is upstairs. It's now 3-2. And you talked about it yesterday, how the first game was moving right along, and since then we've had some slower contests.
Long innings since then.
And did you get any text messages or emails? That one's down the left field line. That's going to drop foul, just barely foul on the left field line, and it remains at 3-2. Anybody text you or email you after I give it? No?
Nope.
Guess I gave out the wrong number.
Nope. iPhone was clean last night.
And Coach Steele must not have been listening last night. I think he would have sent you something. Even trying to take me off my game, as that one's a hit batter to Riley Palmer. And he will reach base for the second time in as many plate appearances.
At the plate, number 20.
So,
Trey
day
Houlihan.
3 of the Major League season. You being a St. Louis Cardinal fan, give us a little bit of a flavor of what you think is ahead of the Cardinals this year. It should be a pretty wide open NL Central race this year, I think.
Runner takes off for second and will get there standing up. Well, as it was ball 1 to Trey Houlihan, the big thing is Nolan Arenado is a St. Louis Cardinal, which is going to be huge to shore up that left side of the infield. The big bat that Arenado has. Goldschmidt is always solid. The offense, they scored 11 runs in the first game of the season, but that was also help of the defense that lacked from Cincinnati. But NL Central is kind of wide open and almost feels like it's a two-team race, though, between Milwaukee and St. Louis, as that one's fouled. Actually, that one came back fair. It was rolling foul. I think it had the spin on it to go back fair, and heads-up play there from Nedved to grab it and step on the bag. So there's one out here in the bottom of the fifth, and the runner is now at third base, though, as that will bring up Brody
Next batter,
Matthews.
number 13. Brody Matthews.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think from the outside looking in, it looks to me like it's the Cardinals and the Brewers are probably the two lead dogs. But I'm sure that Coach Campbell, Coach Kruger will make a pitch for the Cubs, possibly being in the race at some point.
Like they could, but they'll be wrong.
Yeah, it's surprising the number of Cubs fans around the Fort Pierre area. I mean, you see some Cubs merchandise, some Cubs flags flying in front of different houses.
There's a ground ball, base hit through the hole on the left side, and an RBI. That one gets underneath the legs of Bergman and goes all the way out to the left field wall. Rounding second, heading for third is going to be Matthews. He will stop at third base on the RBI single. And then reaches third base on the air from Bergman. The first error of the ball game from the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, unfortunately, just a pretty hard hit ball by Matthews through the hole on the left side, and still had a fair amount of velocity as it got out to Bergman and just skipped under his glove and actually rolled all the way to the wall. And Matthews ends up on third base. So a little bit of life here for the Cobblers here in the bottom of the fifth inning.
Here's going to be Ryan Howard to bat for
number 14, Ryan
the
Howard.
Rapid City Central Cobblers. Down by 28-6 with the 0-1 count. Here to Howard. 0-1 pitch goes over the top of Howard. And it's now 1-1. And back to that, the amount of Cubs fans. Amount of Cubs fans that are around the area makes me sick. I could I obviously have to get along with some Cubs fans because I got two of the three coaches are Cubs fans here for the Pierre Governor baseball team. As I actually hit Howard on the shoulder, so he is on at first base.
Took an appeal from the Rapid City Central coach down in the third base box. Asked for some help from the field ump, thinking that Howard had gotten hit on the shoulder, and after a quick consultation between the two umpires, they said, yeah, it did indeed hit him. So the Cobblers now have runners at the corners with one out.
So with the runners at first and third, here is going to be Brecker O'Brien, and the first pitch is over for strike one.
Yeah, it's amazing the reach of that Chicago Cub fan base being 800 miles away from Chicago. You would think that some of the more local teams like the Twins or the Royals or the Rockies would be the ones with more of a fan base.
There's a ground ball to the left side, a 6-4 put out in the fielder's choice as Utek that was batting that he got to first base. Run came in to score. It was pretty close play, but
Gillespie.
it is another run for Rapid City Central, but they are now down two outs here in the bottom of the fifth inning. on the 6'4" fielder's choice. And the RBI for O'Brien.
Yeah, I think the value of the Cubs fan base has been driven over the years by the amount of cable systems that WGN was on in the 70s and 80s and carrying lots of Cubs games.
That one is popped up towards center field. Going over to it, making the catch is Kruger, and that will retire the side and end the ball game here for the Governors as they win it.
2 hours and 5 minutes.
28-7 in game number 1. We'll step aside for 3 minutes, wrap this one up. Listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
ServiceMaster of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give ServiceMaster a call at 224-9919. ServiceMaster, the clean you expect, the service you deserve. ServiceMaster, 224-9919.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Comtech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. Comtech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at Comtech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, Comtech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Comtech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. Comtech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at comtechplus.com.
This winter, sip on a delicious hot cocoa and lose yourself in the grace of a fresh falling snow. Before you smash that hot mug on the driveway and join First Dakota to bank some noise for winter sports. Stomp for block shots, holler for match ceiling takedowns, and go berserk for a perfect dismount. Let's give the home team all we've got. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com, member FDIC.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or post-date apparel? All Around Graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue or call 224-4677. All Around Graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop.
Agtegra in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust Agtegra in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call Agtegra of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
As we welcome you back here to the Rapid City McKeek Field, as again, apologize for the screen that is frozen. Our iPad got a little bit too hot, so we're letting that cool down for a little bit. But thankfully, the game came to an end, a 28-7 win for the Pierre Governors over over Rapid City Central. John McKeek alongside Greg Dean. A lot of hits in that game for the Pierre Governors, but Andy Gordon had 3 and had the most out of anybody in the game. But pretty much everybody got a hit that got in the lineup or at least got on base. Yeah,
and I think that, again, just a good outing again for the Governors, both on the mound and at the plate. Had a lot of, I think everybody who was in the dugout got a chance to play in this second game. Everybody got at least, I think, one at bat. I got some time in the field. three pretty good outings on the mound. Isaac Pollock with the win today in game number 1 for the Governors. Again, Pollock's stat line for the day: 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run allowed. It was earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts on the day for Pollock.
And yeah, that's a impressive stat line for Pierre. For Pollock himself, and for the Govs, the pitching staff, again, we'll see Jake Mayer starting in game number 2, and you kind of want to just take what you did in game 1 and move it over into game number 2.
Yeah, and again, you've got the momentum rolling. Your Govs go to 3-0 on the year as Rapid City Central falls to 0-7, but the Govs go to 3-0 and really have done a lot of good things as they've come out of the gate. The hitting has looked really solid. The pitching has looked good. Just 2 errors defensively through 19 innings for the Govs. So they're doing a lot of things really well right now.
And again, the Govs won 28-7 here in game number 1. For those that are watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports, we will stop the broadcast here in just a minute, and then we'll continue. We'll actually run the weekend news here from News Director Zach Nelson in just a little bit to kind of give us a little bit of a chance to get ourselves ready for game number 2. We'll have that. We'll have we'll get back on the air on YouTube at KCCR Sports here in just a little bit with game number 2. We'll have that feedback up and moving. Better than what we have the frozen screen right now. But again, Governors win 28-7 here in game number 1 over Rapid City Central. Game 2 will be on its way here in just a little bit. Right now, we will step aside for 3 minutes, and then we'll come back with the news. If you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports, you can head over to todayskccr.com to make sure you keep up with us until we get back to the live stream going in at game number 2. Back in 3 minutes with News Director Zach Nelson having his weekend news. You're listening to